it's 7 o'clock. You ready, Kim?
Of course.
All right, we're gonna start the meeting, conservation. The conservation meeting is being recorded by Area 58 and can be viewed on YouTube. We have Kim, Steve, myself in the meeting. And we'll start with, can we have a continuing hearing on 111 River Street? Because I'm gonna make a motion to have that continue to,
Okay, at request, okay.
request for
All right, I'll make a
September
motion,
5th.
I'll make a motion to continue the hearing on 111 River Street and add it to the next meeting's agenda, or to the agenda for 9/5.
9/5, yes.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just as it said right there, okay.
We're on schedule.
Well, miracles never cease.
Are you continuing to the next one? I have a question in 359 Plymouth Street.
Regards to 359? Yeah, we have to start at 7:05.
Well,
One passed.
why don't we read what we have?
Can we, any signatures?
Yes. Just stand for this one,
Okay.
and then we have the minutes you have to vote on.
Oh, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All set?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so
What do we
make
got
a
here?
motion to sign the minutes for July 18th.
All right, I'll make a motion to sign the minutes from our July 18th meeting, 2023.
Can we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. Let's get that out of the way, right? There we go. Nope, I wasn't at that one, so you can sign and I'll have her sign.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, I was on vacation that week. She just needs your signature on that in a minute.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you taking the time, Kathy, and sending them to us individually ahead of time. It makes it so the minutes.
Oh, the minutes, yes. For you to read them before it's on.
One minute.
I can do it plans though, so you have to put everything at center.
No, this is. fine.
Kathy, did you want to do that?
Kathy, do you want to do that?
Well, somebody stated a reason at the last meeting I was at that we couldn't do that.
Okay.
I don't know what the reason was, but I don't know. Because I thought that would be better too, but then if we rush through them and you have somebody who, I don't know.
All right, 7:05, continuing hearing on 359 Plymouth Street. grading consultant.
So,
Okay, you can go first, Kim. Go ahead.
nope, that's okay. They're here.
Are you,
I don't have a question at the moment.
okay. Go right into it.
Good afternoon. My name is Gabriel Padilla. I am with Grady Consulting. I believe last time we were in front of this board was December. We have gone through the process of the board, planning board. Last, we went back and forth with plans and the stormwater report. The peer review engineer did go over all the materials and everything and signed off on it. Last hearing we had on the planning board, they basically wanted to hear what your decision was before they made a decision on this project. From the last hearings that we had, there have been minor changes in the plan. One of the things we did do was on our neighbors had asked us to locate some trees. So we went out and did locate them. There are 4 trees that unfortunately we would have to take down in order for the design to work. Right now we have the swale, sediment forebay going into the swale, going down into the infiltration basin. We looked at many alternatives to try to save at least one tree, but the location of the trees versus how the design fits within the lot, it's very restrictive. So I'm not so sure what was discussed during that December hearing because it was so long ago. But if there are any questions on anything specifics that you would like, I would.
You have abutters and neighbors in the audience with you.
Yes, I know. I
Okay.
am well aware of that, yes.
So, and we do have, I don't see Mr. Coletti present, but we've gotten some written correspondence too. And one of my questions for 359 is, and I've been in contact with the mosquito control project, and Mr. Handler, but I didn't get a return phone call back. And the state was switching into spray season and testing for virus and things.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess that they're gonna come back and say it might be a fall project unless it's already done. But I haven't been able to get any confirmation on either end for that. But I know they were supposed to work with 359 on the concerns of arboviruses, the flooding that abuts your property. It belongs to the abutter, but there was access issues, and they had said that they'd work with them, of course, the logs behind them.
Is this Mr. Coletti?
No, your neighbor's right here. And then on the back of your property, you're about the Morse Brothers property. And there's a big retention pond that's not maintained very well, and it's creating mosquito breeding areas. And the neighbors are concerned because there's been human deaths attripoli. And typically, historically, there's a lot of virus in the town of Halifax. So they were looking to have that corrected too, and to make sure that this project isn't going to add to the concerns. Yes.
One of the problems I thought that we talked about is Dunkin' Donuts is actually they're not maintaining their what? The retention area very well. So I wondered, so that's draining into this and causing the stagnant water. So when it should right itself when Plymouth County comes in and dredges that whole scope.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a judging project. It might be a hand clearing project. I don't have all the details on how they'll do it,
Okay.
but it would be done correctly for what they can do.
Instead of Scott get a hold of them, I assume that's Morse Brothers?
Yes, it is his foreman. I'd call him. He manages it for Morse Brothers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mr. Handler,
That check,
yes? What?
and they're Pullman.
Yes, that's Scott, that's Mr. Handler.
Okay,
Yeah, they've got a good relationship,
okay.
and they were working together. But the outcome of when it may or may not get done is, that I still don't have a definite answer on it for you.
Okay, yeah, no, I understand, thank you for doing what you can for me.
Yeah, we'll at least stay on top of it. Sometimes it's a timely thing, and we got that request in to them right at the switch of their season and the switch of what the state does. And they go back to water management again in the fall, in the winter. So I'm hopeful that'll be done by next spring, hopefully.
Me too. So there is another question. They're filling in this property quite a bit. And on the berm that they're putting these arborvitae trees on, and then it comes down and drops way down onto my property, and there's a small swale there across. So who maintains that? What I want to know. I want to know what recourse you have, because I don't want that backing, because that's so close right there that we had already done a lot, and because when we first bought the place, we put a big thing in, so, because Coletti used to have a duck pond in his backyard. So the neighbors we all got together and did that kind of thing, but
You're afraid of it, mean, you
yeah,
have
is that,
concerns.
what recourse I have if they decide not to maintain it?
Well, we could put stipulations in, they have to maintain it once a year,
Okay,
the basin and the drainage area near those trees. I have a question about the trees. When they grow, will they affect the drainage? Like going to
No, we're not.
the trees in the back?
The trees in the berm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't affect the infiltrating capacity of the basin. No, there shouldn't be an issue. And to the concerns about the flooding outside of the property, as part of the wetland regulation, state and local, we have to mitigate peak flows and volume control. And that's what we're doing with the infiltration basin. So the property next door where it floods, it will actually receive less water than it does right now. So there should be some betterment in that area, although I can't vouch for anything else outside of our property because it's not our property. But we can control what comes out of our property. And that's what we're doing with the stormwater design that we have provided. Now, in terms of the berm that we are installing here, if you look closely at the existing contours versus the proposed, we have 2 feet of fill at the most in that area where the swale is. And then we have from a 62, 64 line up to
Yep.
66.
Yep.
And we also provided a swale in the back of the property, so it redirects that water to where it's going right now. So we're not blocking anything out back. It's gonna keep flowing towards the wet, which is what it's doing right now.
Okay.
but that was my question. Are you going to
As far-
maintain that
as-
swale that's on the side?
As part of the permit, we had to submit a stormwater report. That stormwater report has an operations and maintenance manual that is required, that shows that there is requirements for maintenance, either once a year or twice a year, I'm not 100% sure, but there is information and literature to that effect, yes.
Okay.
And it's part of the permit, so in any case there is a violation here, you would come to the Conservation Commission and say, they're violating the permit.
To that end, just as a small aside, so I see that you have it listed as green giants, not necessarily arborvitaes. Specifically,
Yes,
my preference would be green giants. They grow faster, the root structure's wider. It'll be better, it'll keep it from eroding. They grow a lot faster.
Yep.
And they're, for whatever reason, they draw the wildlife a little bit less. Arborvitae's are just gonna get chewed up by the deer. Green giant's a little less.
And, sorry for interrupting here, but as part of the process with the planning board, the trees that we had in that area were smaller trees. Now, since we are removing some bigger trees in that area, we are proposing 8 to 10 footers.
Yep,
So they'll just,
they'll be 20 feet in 3 years, yeah.
Yep.
Well, he had already agreed to the 8 to 10 foot.
yes, yes.
I'm just saying arborvitae's, if he puts in 8 to 10 foot arborvitae's, they're gonna grow 6, 8 inches a year. I've got green giants in my yard, and in the 4 years I've been there, they're 20 feet tall now.
Okay.
And the root structure is bigger and stronger, better for the erosion than a green giant, more resilient as well. And I just want to ask you, so you've noticed, and are you formally asking us to review Dunkin' Donuts and ask them if they're maintaining theirs properly?
Yes.
Because we'll do the same with them.
Well, right now, it's just, the water's just laying there, there's a
Right.
very big green scum all
Right.
all over
Okay.
the thing, and the mosquitoes
So we'll-
are just walking away with everybody.
The, where she's concerned about the mosquitoes, would that be Bob?
Well, I think it would be us and Bob, because they came to us and they have a contract with us that they're supposed to maintain it. We've got to hold them to it, just like we'll hold them to it. And if it's stagnant water, that's a Board of Health issue.
Is it the catch basin?
Yes.
All right, so I can also include
Yep.
the highway department to make sure it's done right, it's cleaned out and
Yep.
there's nothing stagnant there.
Awesome.
Alright.
So,
I have a question while you're right in that area. There is an underground stormwater swale that runs underneath 106 from north to south in there that was put in probably the 1800s. And the water that runs off of the 314 project runs into those ditches that run down to that stormwater runoff underneath through there. They come straight in to where their stormwater retention area is gonna go. Now, if they go in and do the stormwater retention area where they are and it disturbs that, who's gonna remediate the problem that causes on both sides?
that runs from the fire department past,
No,
not that
It's
one?
not even on the
It's a
map.
different one? Okay.
it's a stone culvert that was put in either early 19th century, sometime before.
Approximately where? Because it's probably so old that it's not
Yeah,
even
it's
on
not,
here.
it's not,
Approximately, let's see where I was here. It runs from this side of 106,
Yep,
right down through this area to where the stormwater runoff is to the cranberry bog.
okay.
That's why that whole thing was done by the farmers back in the early years.
Has
Yep.
the mosquito control project been out to do your wetland management and the golf course's wetland management then?
No,
Okay, so I wonder if they're doing
Okay.
all the properties in the same area at the same time. Because once they're done with their work and their water management, a lot of these problems will be remedied.
quick question, are you aware of the,
I wasn't aware of that, no. No, we didn't see any records of that.
It seems like maybe
oh,
it's,
he says it's, there's no.
seems like it's maybe on the edge of the property line
No,
there.
it is there. Peggy, could you ask the highway department
Okay.
and ask Denise at the mosquito control project, or it might be Brandon?
the
They could-
highway department has no record of it.
Okay, but I wonder because
There's a
the
few of those.
mosquito control project's been doing the hand clearing on his property for so long, and the water management over near the fire department, and some other water management, if they've noted it.
Okay.
They may have noted it in their trips to the field trips, their site visits.
Okay, so check with Holly and Denise.
Yeah, the state might have it, and they've helped Highway and the Board of Health in the past. They've had different records the town hasn't, because they're treating it and they're doing they have their super strict laws that the municipalities don't have, so.
Okay. All right, I'll check them.
Sorry to bother you again, Peg. Stormwater management, has that been reviewed by an engineer? Or anything? Yeah, okay.
It was reviewed by Pat Brown.
The stormwater management report was really good. Peggy sent it to me and I read the entire thing.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for sending that along.
Have approved on
All right, any other questions from anyone? Go ahead, state your name, please.
Chris Lewis. One question, salt storage, is that covered
Yes.
to stop the dilution of the salt?
We have salt storage around this area. We have some bins that are completely enclosed.
They are closed?
Yes. And any runoff that comes out of the salt will go through the treatment train for the stormwater. So it won't discharge directly into the well.
But it discharges, it's gonna discharge into the groundwater.
Like salt dilutes into the water, like sand and stuff, which drops out of the retention basins? When the salt like dilute into the water and kind of go out?
It is, it's gonna come up through the groundwater. So for me personally, and because federal and state law are also, this is how this came about. First, I'm very familiar with it. The neighbors have regularly been here with the same concerns. They're not against the project to themselves. And they've been very clear about that. But they just really want the board and the property owner to work together. But that's a great point. Originally, it was only 3 walls. It had to be 4, it has to be
Right.
covered. And there can be 0 discharge for salt by state law. But you guys are still discharging it into groundwater.
It
And
goes,
I'm only one board member, there's
No, no, that's-
other 2 here,
No,
but with the way it's written, and just for
My
the
next
simple
question.
fact that the salt is going into the groundwater, my vote's no.
I think you have to mitigate that. You have to, not just mitigate it, like it has to be eliminated.
Eliminated totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be there. I mean, honestly, I don't think that salt should be allowed on the property, period. It's too close to the wetland. You are too close to the cranberry bogs. It's not a great idea. I don't feel comfortable with the way the plans are. And
Just trying to see if they could put it somewhere else, you know what I mean? I'm sure they've looked at it, but
so we have here in this plan, salt storage best management practices components of an environment-friendly roadway de-icing salt storage facility include a flat site, adequate space for salt piles, storage on a pad, storage under a roof, and runoff collection containment.
So there is containment, so it won't.
There is containment within that, but I'm saying if it's one of those 100-year storms, it will actually go through that train before it infiltrates. There's no infiltration in the sediment forebay or in the soil. The infiltration occurs in the infiltration basin. So that's the treatment, the pre-treatment before the infiltration.
trying to look at it.
it's too much of it. I request that they try to find it, or it needs to be eliminated.
I mean,
That's my personal feeling.
just looking at the storm we had last weekend.
It would be contaminating the groundwater
I
with
mean,
salt.
it was a tremendous amount of, I mean,
And
the 100-year storms aren't coming every 100 years anymore. They're coming like every 4 years now.
Can I just say something? Ron Coletti was concerned about that also.
he went on record and said that at one of the other meetings.
Yeah.
He was
Most,
concerned of it coming over and going down in his
well,
property.
most, there, I believe almost every abutter or neighbor across the street and on the same side of the street have very respectfully and politely expressed your concerns, been very diligent about sending
Just trying to
meetings,
see.
emails, please don't forget about me, or when they see us
Yep.
about it, it's a thank you, but even though I won't be here this Tuesday, please don't forget about me. And I think at least myself as a board member, I think that the residents and the neighbors have been pretty happy with at least the communication and the respect back and forth between the property owner and such.
Is there any kind of monitoring walls or anything in there that's gonna be put in to test the water to find out if you're getting salt infiltration?
It could be a condition, yes. Have a monitoring well to check salinity.
No, I mean, that's not a big deal to put in, you know.
It's a great idea.
It's a control.
Yeah, it is.
It's a way to control
And,
Well, by the time you find it, it's already too late.
yeah, what's the remedy once it, if it is found?
Clean it up.
Yeah, I know, clean it up, but how the... Another question?
Good part of Rosewood Drive. And the particular client that's going in here is a landscaper, is my understanding. And the salt usage is for in the wintertime when there's snow plowing. There is no reason, because they have another lot, there is no reason why there is any salt on that lot except during the winter months when they're plowing, which now is November or December through, what, February, March? And then all of the salt is removed. Plain and simple, there's no salt on that lot, is my understanding of what can be done. And I've done a lot of snow plowing in my 87 years. So I would think that salt could be removed. It's only there for their convenience, for the actual time that they're plowing. Otherwise than that, there's no salt on the property.
That could be a condition too.
Well, then, I don't run a business like this, but they're gonna have to have it delivered sometime, so getting it delivered in November, I think might be difficult to get enough salt, I don't know.
Over in Bridgewater, over near Tri-Town.
My personal belief, I like the plan, the only thing I don't like is the salt.
Storage there, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else, I think, personally, I think it's pretty good, maybe different trees.
Maintenance conditions, those
Maintenance
kind of
conditions,
things,
that's already
those
in
kind of
there.
things, yeah.
It's already there.
You know,
I've always supported the project other than the salt. So as is for me, it's the salt that's my no vote tonight, or
Well, we can continue, it. We don't have to
Continue on,
vote on it tonight, continue it, because if we...
and get a,
we have another question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, sir.
And I would think if it really comes down to an issue, whether there's salt on that piece of property or not, because they do have another facility fairly close by, they can always load their salt up at that other facility and not have any salt on here, rather than let's decline the whole foolish project.
Right.
When this is a benefit to the town.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
and I gotta ask, if you've got another facility that close, is it even beneficial to have salt stored here? There are a lot of streets in town you don't use salt on, because there's so many wetlands in this town.
Right.
I mean, there's so many, you know, like, I know my
Well,
whole
if he doesn't make
neighborhood's
the
no
call,
salt.
then he has to go back.
You can't, I live on 106 and you can't salt in front of my,
Right.
in front of my house under the Wetlands Protection Act.
Yeah, of course.
Well, he'll probably have to go back to
Yes, I would think so.
the
Would you like
Owner of
us
the
to
property?
continue it?
Yeah, I would like to.
For next
continue
meeting?
it For the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get a word out to the client and see what he says. I'm just a messenger here.
Oh, no, you're doing your job.
Either a way to store it so that there's no groundwater contamination at all, contact really, or
I mean,
not having salt there at all.
I think it's the simplest way, is just not having salt there, because there'll be some
Right.
objections altogether,
I would think so.
personally, but
I have to redo the dates because we switched from the second
Oh.
to the third, fourth,
Okay.
first to the third. So our
So what date would
next
we be looking at?
today, the next meeting be the 14th, 15th?
15th,
Yeah, 15th, or 14th.
Tuesday's the 15th,
8:15,
Board of
okay.
Health's the 16th.
All right,
Someone put a motion
Yep.
to continue this? Oh,
I'll put a motion in to continue 359 Plymouth Street to our next meeting, August 15th, 2023.
What time? 7,
August
10?
15th, that's 7:15?
At 7:15 PM.
All right, second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for your...
All right,
Very much.
where's the folder? So that's gotta go with that.
That's right.
It's that one. Yep.
I'll send you an email when it gets
I
closer.
was
just to
looking up the exemptions.
confirm.
Salt, because I knew I already highlighted different
Someone asked me a
concerns.
question about,
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. Oh.
Those other trees that.
absolutely,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I only know from experience. They're on my property, and I asked what they were, and the deer don't seem to bother with them at all. Like arborvitaes, I always had, you can tell how tall the deer are in your neighborhood by the arborvitaes.
No, I have a ton of deer. In fact, there's a herd of 6 out there that are out there every night. I'm like,
What a few
They eat
different projects
everything.
had started.
All right, thank you.
I already made notes in our bylaw book that's a conservation.
Okay.
Little sticky notes with Debbie and stuff.
All right.
So that's what I was looking.
Let's move on to some discussions. 22 Home Street, a revision of the previous plan about moving,
So
it's right there.
this is 22 Home Street, this is Mars. The board denied it at the last meeting
Yes.
because it was within the 50, the garage was within the 50-foot buffer. But he has a plan that he'd like to present to you and see if those who voted no would be more willing to vote yes if the garage was outside of the 50-foot buffer.
I believe the last meeting Kathy said yes.
Kathy's not here tonight, but she did say yes, she would be more inclined to vote yes if it was outside
Yeah,
of
I
the
talked to
50-foot
her
buffer.
on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
She didn't see the pictures, but I brought pictures if you want to look at.
Yeah, I feel,
Yeah,
where would you like to put the,
We'd love it
This
in,
is just rough. because-
okay, no, it gives us a
So this
general.
was the original plan, if you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
The yellow was inside the 50.
Yep.
The blue is outside the
Yep.
50. The purple is just part of the house that is existing now.
Yes.
We were returning, it was going to be, the new house was going to end where the red is.
Okay,
This is all existing house, this is all
Okay.
existing house.
okay,
So, the concern was all the yellow
Yeah.
inside the 50.
yep,
So, when I talked to Joe Wibby and I talked to the architect, this is what to move the garage and the breezeway outside the 50 and move the house over, so utilizing, not this,
the existing door.
but just utilize this extra 8 feet, that's what this is here.
Okay,
So it would be this small portion in the 50 feet for the new. So looking at it from here, gets rid of all this, this is the garage, moves outside of
Okay.
this. And that's the change that the architect and the engineer,
so this would be gone, right, this little,
this piece will be gone. This will be returned, so
yeah,
that would be returned to the earth, so to
Yep.
speak, and the
Yep.
house would end here.
okay.
So the pink is
Existing dwelling, yeah,
Yours it's pink. It's
right.
so many different colors.
I know. Okay, quick question on the blue here. That's the septic tank you guys.
No, moved it over to here, so you see,
Oh, okay.
moved it, because this is, we were gonna have to move it anyway, because this
Yeah.
is the garage, and
Gotcha,
it was gonna be on the driveway, and you don't, obviously, you don't.
Yeah,
want
you can't have it on the
So
driveway.
just moving it over to here
Yeah.
on the house. So the new drawings would look like this,
Yeah.
without all of this, that would be gone.
were you able to speak to Bob at the Board of Health about the new plan and the new septic to
He had
make
no
sure
problem
he'd,
with anything.
with the new septic being there, it's roughly the same elevation
yeah.
Yep,
and distance from the, it's actually probably a little further from the, well, according to this map, it's a little further from the,
yeah,
Yeah, plus you got the house
Because-
away.
right,
correct.
yeah, I'm thinking groundwater, not necessarily overflow,
Oh, okay.
but, I mean, the way they make them today is,
And then the leaching field was out here.
is out here on the, closer to the street, right?
Yeah, well, halfway to the street,
Yeah, yeah,
It's just moving it off of Sally's property over here, because right now, it literally is underground here.
It,
and the
like,
leaching-
splits.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a leaching tank, so the tank is actually right here across the lot line, so it would be returning.
and you'd obviously remove all that.
Yeah,
Excuse me, yeah, that's part of,
Yep,
and if you recall, Steve, Sally was here at the last meeting,
mm-hmm,
yeah.
when you had the split vote, and your neighbor was very supportive of the property, and so was your other
Oh,
abutter.
yeah, she has
That
no
was-
no issue with anything that I'm doing.
But I wanted just a reminder to the board that both of your abutters were there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they supported the project as is.
Well, they supported it,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah, they were supported that.
But when I have to apologize, when I was looking at this, I kept thinking that this was the lot line. I wasn't paying attention, so moving it here, the lot line's way over here.
Right,
So there's not an issue. I wasn't looking at it as the 100-foot.
Oh,
That's why I kept saying you can't move the garage, because now I'm gonna be a foot from the lot line.
Right, right, and that,
And that's what I had said.
I gotcha.
If you go back to it. So if you look at how it is now, I mean, it's, you know, it's more than, and the new driveway is gonna come down here anyway, because the existing one goes
Right.
this way, because it goes off to 20 Home Street.
okay.
And all I'm looking for is to move forward,
I have,
or not move forward.
I have no objection, obviously, and
I have no objection.
Yeah, I think,
My
you know,
heart's been bleeding for you all.
go ahead and do the right, you know, whatever, because he's got to resubmit to
Oh, yes,
zoning,
all that, yeah.
all that stuff, so.
But he just doesn't want to have to do it for no.
Yeah, I think if this is what we're looking at,
Yes.
I think, and Kathy probably too, I mean, she talked to her on the phone, she hasn't seen it, but,
I mean, this is 1,500 square feet.
Right. Yeah.
That's gonna be grass.
that's significant. It's the foundation too. That's foundation that's not penetrating into that, makes a big difference to me. Yeah, I think that'd be fine, go forward with
Okay.
an NOI and,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in again.
yeah, thank you.
Well,
Appreciate
just
it.
trying to work with everybody.
All right.
No, that's what we want to
You've
do.
been awesome, Joe.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you. You're welcome.
I've not contacted the state.
That outfit looks very pretty on you too, by the way.
I just snuck out my last one canceled, so I'm like, don't book me, I'm leaving. Thank you.
And I haven't
You're
contacted
welcome.
the state yet about the retaining wall,
Yeah.
so that's, I mean, that was, you were fine with that? I don't remember any remarks.
I was
And that
fine
was
with
just-
it.
I was, we,
I think it was fine, yeah.
yeah,
far as I
Stephen
remember.
missed that meeting, but we did
Oh,
vote
right.
yes already for your retaining wall, and Mr. Webby had already told us that has to be done first.
Correct.
I don't know what kind of, requirements
No,
you and Peggy would have to work out well together, but I know you two work well with each other, so I'm not worried about you guys.
Okay, all right.
We'll
Okay.
move forward, and
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll do the NOI.
Yeah.
It'll-
Yeah.
It'll have everything on it.
And,
So,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we'll move forward.
And Kathy was happy with it too.
Okay,
All right?
thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, quick things now, oh, maybe one might be a little longer. Cedar Street, they're gonna do it compliant with, according to Middleborough.
Yep. middle
Okay.
school,
All right, so that's good,
All right,
so that's off.
Yep.
They just have to install, so let's go down to 0 Pine Street and 1 Snow. I believe Kathy reached out.
Yes. Kathy spoke to the owner and has set up a tentative site visit for you and her, if you're available.
Yes, I should
For Friday, the
Yeah.
4th.
be. All right, so find out about that.
So we'll confirm on Thursday.
Steve, what's some of your concerns about the property? Because
I've got
I'm gonna
multiple
try to-
concerns. So, one, it's a contentious relationship.
no, I don't.
To say the least.
I just want to.
My concerns are that it's an ongoing, like, what I believe is happening is that he's using it to store construction debris that he can't get rid of somewhere else. Well, having worked construction for 25 years, I know if you can't get rid of it, it's because there's something wrong with it. It's bad fill, it's got contaminants in it, it's got all kinds of debris in it that are not good for the environment, and his property line literally abuts Stetson Creek, which
Okay.
feeds directly into all
Well,
of our...
we'll look at it and
So,
see if it's.
but no one's been able to actually get eyes on it since the initial complaint came in.
understandably,
So?
so I ended up with official things from that property. Stephen knows.
The same kind of
that's what
official
it's
things I got?
after being there. So I'm the only one that's seen the property from the driveway, but I have to talk to legal about it, and we
I-
probably have to do executive session.
Yeah, because I need to talk to legal too.
Okay. But I just wanted to discuss what
Yeah.
I should be looking for.
Yeah, that's what I think is going on. I think that he's storing debris that's,
But you,
It's an old bog, is that correct?
yes, that's
So-
another question I had is, that I'd like to talk to you two and legal about. When he bought the property, it was a bog. He hasn't produced cranberries.
he's allowed not to produce for 7 years before
Right.
it's buildable.
No, if he hasn't produced for 5
5
years, he
years.
no longer gets the 61, I want to know if he's been paying taxes as a 61A.
That
Well,
is-
Or-
I'm going to check out the
That's
property.
You know what I
I'm not
mean?
going into the tax.
so that's not our department,
Yeah.
so Ed and I can't answer that.
Well, I just didn't know
But
if
the
that's a,
agriculture end of it,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I'll try to find out information about the bog, if it's in use, water
However-
supply.
the creek and things, it's and a minute creek, and a lot of people believe because it drives up every once in a while.
That it's, right, that doesn't count,
That it
right?
doesn't count, however, that's not
Well, it
true.
depends what-
And it is currently flowing because there's active cranberry bogs and other residents. In last meeting, we discussed, we were curious about the town of Hanson because it's one of those properties
Yes.
that splits between two
Yep.
towns. So did Hanson's Conservation ever get back to you, Peggy?
No, I apologize, I haven't reached out to them yet.
Okay.
I was going to, but then the owner called and
Yeah.
talked to Kathy and is.
Well, that's great. Hopefully, we'll have some
Yeah,
information from the
so I
site
just-
visit.
Yeah.
Figured we'd wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'd go back and see what the original email from when Deb was here that sent it out when DEP asked Conservation to go out. They had a list of concerns in that email, and I can't list them word for word for you right now, Ed.
I did reach out to Deb, and I couldn't find anything.
You couldn't find anything on paper?
I'll double check, but there's no file or anything, but I'll double check the emails and see if I can find anything, but I couldn't find anything.
I'll check my email too.
Okay.
All right, storage, see if the bog's in use, water,
Yeah.
see if it's running through the
Yeah,
cranberry
but it
bog.
doesn't, the creek and the rivers don't matter because whether they're dry or running, they still considered active.
And part of
Oh,
my,
yeah,
They're
no.
still
part of
protected.
my understanding is that he bought it as a bog, but you're not allowed to fill in the bog canals without permission. No matter what your plan is to do it, no matter what the time frame is. It could have been inactive for 7, 8, 9, whatever years. You're not allowed, he has to get an NOI to fill them in.
Yeah.
So looking for non-compliance on a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. And don't forget to take some pictures and stuff like that and bring it back to the board.
Seeing as how it's an official, my opinion, having done some site visits, it being an official site visit, I don't think he can prohibit you from taking pictures of the property. If he's got a house or a structure or a personal vehicle or him as a human,
I-
obviously,
I'm
no.
gonna-
But
I
the
don't know if
property-
there's a hostile person. I just want
Right.
to discuss with him.
Nope, that's
See
why
how
I'm-
he feels.
Yeah.
I can care less about outside of this.
Nope, you just want
His
to
views.
document,
Yeah.
right.
So, but a lot of times, and I think and I got this recommendation and or suggestion, it was really education to me from Bob, is, and speaking with Kathy the last time we had to do things, if you don't have the photographs and you need to move forward with legal,
Yeah,
you no
absolutely.
longer have the evidence and stuff, so.
Right.
You don't want to be confrontational or anything, but I'd be like,
No, no,
I'm
I-
sorry, but for the benefit of both the town and you as a resident, I need to take photographs. Would you like to take the same photograph for your records? It's fair.
No problem at all. All right, any other concerns about the property and?
Nope.
Nothing else?
Nope.
I will try to find that email to and send it along before
Yeah.
they head out Saturday. No, you guys are going Friday. Never mind.
Yeah, they're going Friday. Not me.
I'm staying home too.
No,
Wait, I'm working. I'm
I
sorry.
would, yeah.
All right, some other discussions. 130 Fuller Street, flooding, no response to letter, second letter sent.
130 Fuller Street, we did get a response.
Okay.
So, is it on there? Yeah, 130 Fuller Street. Sorry, it's on the notes. Just today.
No problem at all.
I was coming here, the owner's attorney called and he asked if the board would put together 3 afternoon times that they're available to do a site visit. And then he will work with the owner to,
By afternoon, what does it mean? I'm available every day at 5:30.
Weekends,
I can do weekends.
he just said afternoons.
'Cause, 5:30, we still got 3 hours of daylight.
this time of year.
Yeah, this time, yeah. If he wants to do it anytime in the near future, I can do 5:30 every day. So whatever works for everybody else.
Yeah, we can arrange a couple of people to be there.
Yeah.
Check that out.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Just
talk
meet-
with Kathy too, and see
Yeah.
if she's
Yeah.
available.
So, and after 5:30.
Yes, for me.
I'll check with Kathy.
Yeah, Kathy and Kim, you available? Usually have to
I
be the first day.
I should be available afternoons.
All right, so we could possibly 2 to 3 people.
Yeah.
And if it is
Supposed to be.
3, we
I
have
was
to.
gonna say, if it's 3, just let me know and I'll post a meeting.
Okay, sounds good. All right, 471 Monpont Street.
That's it.
Fire, what, is that the,
So the owner called and he did get the letter, and he left his, in your book, you'll see there's a, attached to his under discussions,
Mhm.
phone number, he's looking.
Okay,
If you would give him a call, he will make arrangements with one of you two.
okay.
to, site visit.
I'll get that out of here. I'll take that. Okay. I do know, just from talking the neighborhood and talking to the community, that there's efforts being made to help him. I believe that someone has set up
Well, they,
a junk removal people to come over, and he'll just point at stuff and they'll take some of it. Because I think he's just overwhelmed.
I'm sure he is. I know Jeremy had spoke with Bob about doing the GoFundMe, but
Yeah.
I believe that is not going to be a go forward.
No, I don't
Yeah,
think so
but the
either.
town, you can't do that.
No, I don't think so either, but I think that there's efforts being made to clean the property up, because I think, like I
He
said,
did say he was gonna get a dumpster
Yeah.
in the next couple of
Yeah.
weeks, but he's okay.
Do we need to do a visit, a site visit?
for that one,
Because it seems like everybody knows what's going on.
yeah, I don't think so. I think he's making efforts.
Okay.
Uh,
I
So,
can call him and let him know that too, that, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep
After
us,
everything's done, we might want to.
if he just, yes, when he thinks everything's done, we should probably do a site visit just to look.
There's,
So after.
Yeah.
I'll triple check, but his,
Quadruple, what about quadruple?
let me finish. The property owner there, his niece is actually, two of my children's godmother, so I know the family too. But there's actually other people through probate that are supposed to be notified of different things going on.
No.
So I've got to figure,
Okay.
figure,
I wasn't aware of that.
figure out how you handle that.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Okay.
Because I don't know the next steps.
Because we sent the letter, he called the office, and said, just let him know, you know,
Yeah, they'll,
give one of you the number.
I know the other half will be super excited because they've kind of been pushing it too.
Okay, it doesn't need to be cleaned up yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so, but yeah, they didn't know until they watched a meeting one day and they were like, oh my God, Kim, did you forget? And I was like, oh, I don't know how to handle that, so.
okay.
Okay.
What else we got?
Okay,
I will
and,
call him and
all
let
right.
him know after everything's completed.
Okay, and this other new business, other unscheduled business following posting and agenda. Solitude on behalf of their clients, the Friends in Upper Mystic Lake. What's this about?
This came in after the agenda was posted. So it's other new business, any unscheduled business following the posting of the agenda.
Okay.
Solitude sent an email on behalf of their client, the Friends of Upper Mystic Lake, so Solitude Lake Management, would like to request a 3-year extension to the current order of conditions. DEP file
346, 379.
But but it's stated in the, if you look at the letter itself, it states DEP file number 1710412.
So,
And this is what I found for
yeah,
that.
no problem about that. Can we put it on the, so to put a vote on it?
Yes.
We can put it on,
I'll put it on the next
Yeah.
agenda. I just wanted you to be aware that it's.
No, thank
it's
you.
coming.
Okay.
and something about executive sessions?
No, that's just there in case.
I wonder if I might want to just discuss it with the three of you.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. You gentlemen here for,
Ed should be aware, but we can, if we've made it through our whole entire agenda, can go right through. I just wanted to bounce
thank
back
you, gentlemen.
to docs, and thank you, Peggy,
Oh.
and thank the chief. The draft is amazing.
Oh, yeah,
and
he
it's-
hasn't even, he hasn't got back to me yet. I sent it to him.
It looks good.
Okay.
I'm
I'll just-
impressed with
it's
both of you.
just,
It's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, just.
I think that every resident on the lake will be so much happier. And it's positive for the
It is.
employees,
He
so.
doesn't want to, he just doesn't want to burden the residents with
Right.
fees and more, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
no, we talked about that last meeting. I just wanted to say thank you. Great job.
Oh, thank you.
I'm super excited, and it didn't take anybody long to do. Like,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
okay, so.
All right,
Enter into
can we have a
executive
put a motion to go into executive session?
I'll put the motion in for Steve to go to executives.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
all right,
So, okay, we're back from executive session.
okay.
I can have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Ed.
Well said.